Today we bring you a video where we decide the lineup for Barcelona after the post-Corona break. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we have a lineup video. We're gonna be discussing how Barcelona makes it up now that we actually are returning to football. If you don't know this already, Barcelona's first game is the 13th of June against Mallorca away from home. So we of course want to build a nice tasty lineup that's good enough to score 5 past Mallorca. Isn't it what we all want? So starting off in the goalkeeper position, I think this one is very simple. We're gonna be going with Marc-André ter Stegen. The German goalkeeper is the best in the world in my opinion, to be honest. I don't understand when they talk about Alisson better than ter Stegen. I really don't. He's very good at Alisson, yes, but ter Stegen is a lot better. And we've been seeing much more of ter Stegen in the training session, and he looks very, very prepared as well. I don't think there's even a competition or even a shout for someone like Neto to try and start in this one. I think ter Stegen has got it all clear to be the #1 goalkeeper as soon as we get back, surely. In the right back position is where we have a little bit more of kind of debate. I think this one is where we're gonna be kind of getting a very big hint as to the plans for Barcelona in the transfer window. So I would believe that if Nelson Semedo is in fact edging closer to a move away from Barcelona, which it seems he actually is, he wouldn't be starting this game. That's the sort of thing I would believe from Barcelona. Because most of the time, you don't want a player like that to get injured, especially as how the games are going to be coming quick, thin, and fast, right? So I would presume someone like Quique Setien would start Sergio Roberto if that's the situation. However, guys, we do not do any of that BS here on this channel. We have to play the best players because we're coming back into a situation where we don't know how actually fit the team is. We don't know if their understanding and rhythm and synergy is as good as it has always been. So I'm gonna start with Nelson Semedo because he's the best right back that we currently have in your team. Simple as that. Really, really simple. Semedo must play, and if he goes later down the road, then he should go. But what happens if he scores a hat-trick? Then his value rises. So that's only good for us, right? Moving on to the center back position, here we're gonna start with Gerard Piqué. I know a lot of you guys don't want to see Piqué in the starting 11, and I do understand that as well. I think that Piqué should be a player that, to be honest, at this stage in his career, he should be playing either crucial matches or matches in between. He shouldn't be a first regular teamer. But that is something that we cannot simply afford to do right now because we don't have that many center backs. We got Umtiti and Lenglet, and yes, they are both amazing too, but I do not know whether Quique Setien is going to be putting the faith on those two just yet, especially when we have someone like Piqué. That is the thing that we have to get away from, and that is something that I know a lot of you guys have noticed in the last month, and that is there's sort of kind of like a favoritism for those players that has come from La Masia and those actually players that mean Barcelona. It's not necessarily that those players are bad, but they actually need to play a role in the team. And the role in the team doesn't necessarily mean playing every game. They can be the voice in the dressing room. They can be the voice from the bench. That is the sort of things that I would believe Piqué should grow into. But for now, I do see him is going to continue to start. So I'm going to be putting Piqué there. And next to him, I'm going to be going with Clement Lenglet. I think that this is also a very similar situation to the Nelson Semedo one. Perhaps Semedo is edging closer to a move closer, certainly, than someone like Umtiti. But it's still going to give us a very big hint as to what are the plans for Barcelona. Do they want to keep Umtiti? We know that still he's recovering from an injury. I don't know whether he's going to be ready or not. So just more kind of arguments in favor of Clement Lenglet. And most importantly, we know that Barcelona has just said right now that Lenglet is untransferable. He's one of the untouchables of the team. So that is positive news and certainly a huge boost of motivation for someone like Lenglet. In the left back position, very similarly to Piqué, ter Stegen, we have another untouchable at this stage, which is Jordi Alba. I think that Jordi Alba is slowly starting to regress. I'm not saying he's going to be a bad player next year or the one after that, but you can start seeing that he cannot necessarily play every single game. And he has been suffering from some injuries in this past season. So that is something where I would kind of hint to Barcelona, probably take it really easy with him. Probably get him to start, certainly. Get him to start, but then try to incorporate Junior Firpo if you can in the later stages of the game. Because let's remember that we still have that 5 substitute rule now after the post-Corona break. So yeah, I would continue to play with Jordi Alba. I think he can still add these very same things, but we have to be careful because he's a player that he's been getting a little bit too many injuries for my concern. In the middle of the park, we have Well, Sergio Busquets. I think that Busquets will continue to exercise that role as a CDM, and he looks to be coming fit as well. I believe that Sergio Busquets is a player that, very similar to Jordi Alba, he's slowly starting to regress, perhaps a little bit faster than the Spanish left back, but he still has a lot to offer and can still really decide crucial games. Against Mallorca, I don't think is such a tough opposition where really they're gonna put our midfield to the absolute test. I think that Busquets will have a good enough time to play there. And like I said, very similarly to Jordi Alba, we have that 5 substitution rule. So if you really needed to spice and change something there, add extra legs in it, then surely you could go for someone like Arturo Vidal or Sergio Roberto in that midfield as well. But for now, I'm gonna be keeping Sergio Busquets because I think his distribution of the ball may come key, especially to try and get our team back into the rhythm of things. Next to Busquets, I'm going to be putting Frankie de Jong, and this one is also a no-brainer. Very similar to Lenglet at this stage. He's one of those new signings who has become just simply pivotal to our team. I think that de Jong is an absolute wonderful beast of a player, and if you want to find out where I put him in a ranking of the top 10 kind of Barcelona signings, there's going to be a video popping up around here. It was a very fun video that one of you guys requested, so I just decided to make it for you guys. But returning back into this topic of this video, de Jong, I think, is going to be an absolute starter from now on. I don't see any player that can really take him out. Even when he doesn't perform as good, he's still trying to give us something. I think that if there's something that we can add to de Jong's game, or either Setien needs to tell him a little bit more, is to exploit that dribbling, that crucial dribbling that he really has. Something that at Ajax it was very key to do, but that is also because he was further down the pitch. I don't know whether that is something that we could tell de Jong to do a lot more, trying to come a little bit kind of closer to our own area so that then he could dribble and really exploit those qualities that he has. One of you also mentioned that perhaps having de Jong in a libero role could be kind of doable, and I do not see why not. But this is not the time to test those new strategies out. I think that for now, Quique Setien has to stick with what he knows and the players that are really fit and ready to play. For the left center midfielder role, I'm gonna go with Artur. No, sadly, I'm not going with Artur Melo. I'm gonna go with Arturo Vidal, and this one is a very good argument still. Very similar to that one of Semedo, that one of Umtiti. I believe that even though I want Quique Setien to play Artur, and hopefully he plays, don't get me wrong, I want Artur to play. And if he plays, if Setien picks Artur, then I understand that Setien is actually going like, okay, Artur, you need to stay. You're a key player for a system. Hopefully Setien does that. Hopefully Setien plays Artur. But something tells me that Arturo Vidal is also going to be a good kind of player for the remainder of the season. He's a player that never really suffers of kind of not stopping, kind of getting breaks. He's a player that simply because of the stamina and attitude that he possesses inherently, he will always try to do his 100%, and that is often most of the time better than most players can do. So I'm gonna be keeping Arturo Vidal there in the midfield, especially because those extra legs can really help us in situations like this one, because we know where we are, right, in terms of fitness, but we don't know about the other team. We don't know how much have the other team been really training. We don't know the measures that they have taken. We know that Barcelona are returning to full training right now, so for now, I think that Arturo Vidal could be a key player for us, either coming off the bench, starting, but I think Setien will start him in the very first game of the La Liga, kind of part 2 against Mallorca. I think Arturo Vidal will play there. And then up top, guys, is where I think we're gonna be seeing the most changes, guys. I really do believe so. The very first name is Lionel Messi, and he's gonna be continuing to play for that right wing position. No discussion, no kind of questions to be asked. Messi is going to be there 100%. But the two other position, guys, is where I think we're gonna be having a lot of trouble to decide. To be completely honest with you, I think Luis Suarez has a very big shout to start. I really do think that. I think that him being in a training habit into kind of that constant training 20% due to his injury even before the Corona break, I think that may put him an edge above someone like Antoine Griezmann for this position. And I think someone like Setien also values that. And it's not like Suarez is bad by any means. I want to see how Suarez returns, and especially fit after constant kind of that typical ligament knee injury that he really kind of wants to get over with. I really want to see how decisive he can be. I want to see if it's going to be something that will forever kind of stay with him as a player, or will he finally be able to get past that injury and really show us how good he can continue to be for at least 1 or 2 more years. So I believe that Setien will give him that chance, especially because of how hard he's been working. I just know that Setien values that as well. So in that case, I will be putting Griezmann as a left winger. No, I won't. I'm gonna be going with Martin Braithwaite. For me, Braithwaite is the very same exact situation as Suarez. And even though you know that Griezmann, of course, is a much bigger name player than someone like Martin Braithwaite, Martin Braithwaite has something that I think not that many players on the squad has, and that is determination. Determination and attitude. He has a professional attitude of continuing to work. You see how hard he works? You see how much kind of dream he has about playing as a starter for Barcelona? That is gonna drive him so far, even at the age of 28. It's gonna take him so far still. And I want that to at least giving him a chance, because he's a good player, guys. In El Clásico, bang, we brought in Martin Braithwaite and we saw pace. We saw actual determination, clinical ability to try and cut through the opposition's defense. But it's something we clearly don't have. And I want to see Martin Braithwaite there play, and I think that he deserves it. That's the most important thing. Martin Braithwaite deserves to play the very first game as La Liga comes back. I don't think Antoine Griezmann has done more in merit to actually serve this sport, and Ansu Fati, he has been amazing too, and we will see him potentially as a substitute, but Martin Lord, the GOAT Braithwaite, needs to play this game. Give this guy a chance. Give this professional footballer the chance to live a dream for Barcelona. Let him start. 2 games we have seen him. 2 games he has been amazing. Martin Braithwaite to play. Put in the comment box down below, guys. I want Martin Braithwaite to play this game. Please, he needs to play. So that's gonna be everything for today, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Be sure to let me know if you've agreed or disagreed with the players I put into this lineup. And if you have disagreed, let me know in the comment box down below why. I wanna know your reasoning for it. Is as important as mine. Your comments are literally the same value as mine, even probably more. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop it a like, leave us a subscribe, and turn on the bell notification icon, and follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Ciao.